No more mask if you got the vax. Told you, it's over, right? It's always been about the vaccine. They're trying to tell people, think about it. What's so different about COVID compared to all the other viruses they've done? It's not deadly like HIV. It's more contagious than influenza, but I mean the risk is really to a small number of people, but it's still serious concern, serious problem. But what makes it different? No treatments, no prevention, no vaccine. That was the fear. We have this highly transmissible virus that we have no protection against. We have protection. We have a vaccine. It's over, right? It's been over. The beginning of the end was back when the vaccines first came out. And, you know, it's funny. It's awesome, really. I mean, I'm celebrating. I'm so happy that this thing is finally behind us. Now, I know, oh, well, how are they going to know? See, people that are asking that question are still in the wrong mindset. They're still in this control mindset. They're still in this, you know, they're used to having to report, and that's all over. The CDC knew when they released this guidance, they were losing control of it, because there's really not going to be any way to know who has the vaccine and who doesn't. When you go out to the park or you go, you know, wherever, into a casino, they're not all going to make sure. I mean, these are businesses. They want to make money, right? They want to have customers come in. They're not going to have people show vaccine passports or anything. I mean, we don't have a system in place. It's never going to happen now, okay? It's over. I mean, I knew I was going to see this, and I just saw it, and that's why I decided to do the video. There are people out there going, oh, great. Now it's going to spread because people can still catch it and people can still spread it even though they have the vaccine. No, they can't. They never could. That was never true. That was a lie, okay? Technically, it was true, okay? 95% of the people could not catch the virus or spread the virus. That's really, well, maybe you could argue spread's a possibility too, because they weren't sure early on if it was a neutralizing vaccine, but we've known that for a while, okay? There's a very small percentage of people that the vaccine doesn't work on, not 5-6%. It's been proven 94% effective. So when they say you still can, yeah, if you're in the 5%, okay, but that's deceiving. Okay, the message that people are hearing is everyone who gets the vaccine can still spread it, can still catch it. No, that was intentionally misleading because they didn't want people that were vaccinated going without masks and then everybody throwing off their masks, because as soon as that happens, as soon as vaccinated people start going around without masks, they lose control of it, okay? Because you're not going to know who's vaccinated or who's not. So for the CDC to now come out and say this, they know it's going to happen, okay? You don't need to worry about vaccine passports or whatever. Private business will figure this out, okay? Some are going to, there's inertia. It's going to take a little bit for them to loosen things up, but they're going to do what their customers want. If they believe that their business will benefit from continuing to have people distanced and wearing masks, then they'll do that for a time. But if they believe their business is going to benefit more by throwing off the masks and throwing out the distancing, that's what they're going to do, because there's no liability now. It's over. The CDC has said it's okay. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable. There's going to be some weird things. You know, think about the NBA. When the NBA was the first league, sports league, to put in place COVID restrictions, they did some really awkward, stupid, weird things. By the time it got to the NFL, it had already been tried and tested. And frankly, the NFL has it together a lot better than the NBA from a management standpoint. So, you know, it was seemed very controlled, like what they did made sense, that sort of thing. But it's going to be like that for a while. It's going to be awkward. It's going to be weird. People aren't going to know. But here's the thing, okay? If what the CDC was telling you before is true, that you can still catch it and you can still spread it, why would they make the announcement they made today? If that was a true statement, if that was not a misleading statement, why would they do that knowing that they're going to spread it? And here's people. So human ego, right? The CDC tells you that if you got the vaccine, you could still catch it and you could still spread it. So you think you're smart, okay? You're online, you're engaging with people who disagree with that, and you're just, I'm smart. I know what I'm talking about. I'll fire you all these links, and I'll prove to you that I'm right. I'm smart. I know what I'm doing. I mean, you're not consciously doing it, but that's what you're doing. So now, the very people that told you the thing that you think makes you smart, those very same people have now told you something different. And you know what a lot of people are doing? They're like, no, the CDC's stupid. They don't know what they're saying. I'm smart. I know. No, the only thing you've done is parrot what they told you in the first place. So now all of a sudden, what? The student has become the master? You know better than the CDC? Come on. Now, if you base your opinion on something other than the CDC, and there's plenty of data and science out there that the CDC either downplays it or ignores it completely, then maybe you can argue against the CDC. But when everything you know and every position and every opinion you've ever had is right from the CDC and they change, you can't say they don't know. You can't. They don't think. The only thing you know is what they told you, and they lied to you. They lied to you to control your behavior. And guess what? They're telling the truth now, but it's also about behavior. They want people to get the vaccine. They know that they screwed up when they were saying, you can still get sick. You can still, because people say, why should I take the risk and get a vaccine if it's not going to protect me? If I get no benefit from it, why would I ever get that? Suddenly, they're a little better at human behavior. So what they're doing, they're just put it out there. You don't need to wear a mask, and people are going to see value in the vaccine. I mean, people that don't get vaccinated are going to get sicker at a higher rate, but the other people are protected. So it's up to you. It's your choice. It's your medical decision. You can choose if you want to be vaccinated or not. And why do they do that? Because there's more vaccines out there than people that want them. Giant Eagle has walk-ins. I mean, vaccines are going to be thrown away because there's not enough people that want them. And they just want to get people out there to take them because they know it's the solution. And it is. It is a solution. So they just threw down the gauntlet. They just said, boom, you don't have to wear a mask if you get a vaccine. Major departure from the previous talks, policies, quoted science, okay? But it's the same thing. They just want people to get vaccinated, and they rightly decided this is the way to do it. So, happy day. It's over. It's been over, okay? The day those vaccines rolled out with the efficacy that they had, and after a week or so there wasn't any serious problems, it was just a matter of time. It was just over, because that's how every other disease has gone over. All right. If you're not happy about this, something's wrong, okay? Your priorities are messed up. You're looking at this thing all wrong. You're listening to people, you're in some tribe or something like that. This is good news. This is nothing but good news, and you should be celebrating. And if you're not, try to figure out why. All right. Happy end of coronavirus. It is over.